Tonight, 26 gorgeous women will compete for a spot in the top 10 of Miss Namibia 2025. We also have to discuss what's going on at Miss World. Namibia's representative this year is Miss Namibia 2018 Selma Kamana, but her participation at Miss World this year has absolutely nothing to do with Miss Namibia. So we have some tea on that, but we have to discuss the beautiful women who will be on stage tonight at the preliminary competition of Miss Namibia 2025. These women are vying for a spot in the top 10, and then the top 10 will be battling it out at the finals in July. It was actually originally a top 28 semi-finalists who were supposed to be on stage tonight, but unfortunately there were two withdrawals. 23-year-old Lydia Usko, who is an entrepreneur and model, unfortunately had to withdraw due to funds. And 23-year-old Uatataiza, who is a teacher, unfortunately had to withdraw as well due to not being able to make it work with her teaching career. And that's a shame because I quite liked her. She seemed very natural and authentic, but she withdrew. Let's hope that we can see her again in the future. But as for the stunning women who we will be able to see on stage tonight, we have in alphabetical order Alica Mokhatu, who is 23 years old and a third-year psychology student.
Tumelang Namibia. My name is Alica Mokhatu, 23, from the beautiful garden town of Okahanga. I am currently a third-year psychology student at the University of Namibia.
As well as Hangula, who is 28-year-old and a final year law student.
On Cape Namibia, my name is Hangula, 28, from the beautiful oceanic town of Walfish Bay. I am a legal professional and a final year law student at the University of Namibia with a passion for skills development to foster economic growth.
Then we also have Biolla Uzera, who is 26 years old and a beautician.
Greetings Namibia, my name is Biolla Uzera, 26, I'm a beautician from a cattle farming land, Grootfontein, but we the local call it Oshivanda.
Then we have someone whom I love, Charmont Samaria, who is 24 years old and an interior design graduate. I absolutely adore her. I think she's stunning and so unique.
Hello Namibia, my name is Charmont Samaria, 24, interior design graduate from Windhoek, Namibia.
Then we also have Christel Meintjies, who is 20 years old and a graduate student right now.
Greetings Namibia, I am Christel Meintjies, 20, a graduate student all the way from Patani, Karas region.
And also Elly Shilongo, who is 26 years old and a waitress.
With an unwavering spirit. Hello Namibia, I am Elly Shilongo, 26, a waitress at Roches, hailing from a beautiful town of Shakati, Oceania region.
We also have Grace Shaningwa, who is 21 years old, and unfortunately I just felt like she was doing way too much with the way she spoke in her introduction video, and that's why I'm kind of put off by her.
A heart full of passion and a spirit ready to inspire. I am Grace Shaningwa. Greetings, Namibia. I am 21. I'm from a small town represented by the name Arendis in Erongo region.
We also have Hertha Iipinge, who is 23 years old. She is an actress, a student, and an advocate for youth empowerment and charity work. I don't know, I feel like that's a bit vague. It's such a vague way to describe what you do. It sort of feels like you don't really know what you're doing when it comes to charity work when you describe it like that.
Greetings Namibia, I am Hertha Iipinge, 23, all the way from Umsati region, Okahao. I am an actress, a student, and an advocate for youth empowerment and charity work.
Then we also have Hildegard Abisai, who is 26 years old and a student, and I don't know, in her video she just seemed very uncomfortable to me.
Greetings Namibia, my name is Hildegard Abisai, 26, a student at IUM, hailing from the beautiful village Ongalankope, Okongo, Hangula region.
Then we have have someone whom I absolutely loved, Hope Rukero, who is 24 years old. She is an electrical engineering student, and I don't know, for me, she's quite pretty. She has lots of potential, so I can sort of see her in the top 10.
Good day, Namibia. I am Hope Rukero and I am 24. I am an electrical engineering student from Oshinene.
Then we also have Jessica Katjiteo, and she goes by Jama, and she is 27 years old and a student.
Greetings, Namibia. My name is Yama Katjiteo. I'm 27, a student nurse hailing from Epukiro constituency in Omaheke region.
We also have Jeuree Kazondunge, who is 20 years old and a criminal justice student.
Namibia. My name is Jeuree Kazondunge and I'm 20, currently a criminal justice student from the vibrant city, Windhoek.
Then there's also Jody Strauss, who is 22 years old and a political science student and content creator. She just seems very sincere and authentic. I quite like Jody a lot.
Greetings, land of the brave. My name is Jody Strauss, 22, a political science student and content creator from our beautiful capital city, Windhoek.
Then we have Johanna Swartbooi, who is 27 years old. Of course, she is a pageant veteran. I mean, she's just a legend in Namibia when it comes to pageantry. She was the second runner-up at Miss Namibia 2019. And oh my goodness, can this woman speak? I am so looking forward to seeing what she's doing at Miss Namibia this year.
As a familiar face on the Miss Namibia platform, I return with global experiences and networks to inspire and empower the youth. My name is Johanna Swartbooi, 27, from Valgras in the Klaras region.
Then we also have Maria Makombabi, who is 25 years old and a part-time sign language student.
Mwalele for Namibia. My name is Maria Makombabi. I am 25. I am from Windhoek and I am a part-time sign language student.
Mary Mark, who is 26 years old and a supervisor.
Good day, Namibia. I am Mary Mark, 26, from Commerce region. I'm a supervisor and a student at the University of Namibia.
Melissa Uises, who is 25 years old and a financial assistant and accounting student, and she is so pretty and she speaks well. She is one of my favorites for Miss Namibia this year. I'm very much hoping to see her in that top 10.
Greetings, Namibia. My name is Melissa Ditwan Uises. I'm 25 and I'm from Windhoek, Namibia. I'm currently studying towards my bachelor's in accounting and I'm a financial assistant.
Then another favorite of mine, Mercellin Aribes, who is 23 years old and an IT student. I absolutely love her. She seems so calm and she's such a confident speaker. I adore Mercellin, hoping to see her in that top 10.
Greetings, Namibia. My name is Mercellin Beauty Aribes, 23, hailing from the vibrant city of Windhoek. I'm an entrepreneur and student currently pursuing her degree in information technology.
Then we also have Ndesipewa Angula, who is 20 years old. She is a television production student, and I don't know, I just feel like she needs a bit of work on her voice, but there's potential there.
Good day, Namibia. I am Ndesipewa Angula, 20, born and raised in Windhoek. I'm a filmmaker that is currently pursuing her diploma in television production at the College of the Arts.
Then we also have Romania Seibes, who is 28 years old. She's an interior designer, architectural technologist, and German sales representative. I feel like she's doing like a lot. I mean, good for her, but shoot, that's a lot of things to be doing. I don't know, I'm not getting sincerity really from Romania when I listen to her speaking.
Greetings, Namibia. My name is Romania Seibes. I'm 28 and hail from Windhoek as an interior designer, architectural technologist, and German sales and services representative.
Then we also have Senia Pius, who is 26 years old and a pharmacist.
Greetings, the land of the brave. My name is Senia Pius, 26, hailing from the beautiful town Ndangwa. I am a pharmacist who is passionate about improving patient adherence and promoting medicine safety use.
We have Sirkka Ndjoba, who is 22 years old. She's an English major at the University of Namibia. She's pretty, but I don't know, I feel like she's a bit too robotic. There is potential there, however.
Hello, Namibia. My name is Sirkka Ndjoba, 22, and I hail from the beautiful, scorching, hot Oshana region Ndangwa. I am an English major at the University of Namibia, a model and radio presenter.
Then we have another favorite of mine, Tuilika Andreas, who is 24 years old. She is a medical doctor. For me, from the video I saw of her, she needs to work on her sincerity a bit, but there's a lot of potential there.
There's a story that needs to be told, a narrative that you need to hear. Greetings, Namibia. My name is Tuilika Andreas, 24, from the coastal town Walvis Bay. I'm a medical doctor from the University of Namibia, and I'm excited to be part of the Miss Namibia Journey 2025.
Then another strong favorite of mine, Tusnelde Johannes, who is 23 years old. She's a call center agent and law student, and I just adore the way she speaks. To me, she should be a shoo-in for top 10.
Greetings, Namibia. My name is Tusnelde Johannes, 23, from Windhoek, a call center agent and a law student.
Then we have Uatataiza Hambira, who is 24 years old and an education student.
Greetings, Namibia. My name is Uatataiza Hambira. I'm 24. I'm a proud fourth-year education student at IUM from Windhoek Commerce region.
And lastly, a big favorite of mine who I think should be in the top 10 tonight, Uatjiri Mbaiza, who is 27 years old, a runway model, stunning, and she, I don't know, I feel like she deserves to be in the top 10. Her speech does need some work, granted, but I feel like from what I've seen, you know, everything being taken into account, she deserves to be in that top 10 tonight.
I am Uatjiri Mbaiza, 27. I'm a runway model from Washinene, and I'm truly grateful to be here.
So let's just go over my top 10 once again. We have Charmont Samaria, Rukero, Jody Strauss, Johanna Swartbooi, Melissa Uises, Mercellin Aribes, Tuilika Andreas, Tusnelde Johannes, and Uatjiri Mbaiza. Wakura Chinyeka was in there, but unfortunately she withdrew, as we already know. So let's talk about what's happening at Miss World this year, because guys, Miss Namibia, these people, they sneakily got rid of the Miss World license without telling any of us, without making any statement or doing anything. I mean, it's giving Miss South Africa with the way that they did this. Just make a statement, let us know, because now we had to find out that the Miss Namibia organization got rid of the license by seeing Selma Kamana going to Miss World. If you guys don't know, Selma Kamana was Miss Namibia 2018, and she actually stirred the pot quite a bit by coming out and talking about how the Miss Namibia organization back in the day wasn't really supportive, especially financially, of their title holders, and she felt like she was abandoned during Miss Universe, especially financially, because Selma did compete at Miss Universe. She didn't place, but she did compete. And I think that Selma is a wonderful contestant. I feel like she's beautiful. She has grace. She has poise. She has everything it takes to grab an international title for Namibia. But back in the day, she wasn't really supported, in her own opinion, by the Miss Namibia organization. And this sparked a lot of other former Miss Namibias to come forward and say that they felt unsupported as well. Now the Miss Namibia organization, it's 2025, they're under different leadership and they have a lot more resources to be able to support their contestants internationally, and that's why Namibia has seen somewhat an increase of success on the international stage recently. But they did get rid of the Miss World license, and this got me thinking. I think that this push to get rid of international licenses is definitely coming from Miss Universe, the Miss Universe organization, because the Miss South Africa organization, first of all, they got rid of their Miss World license, which they've held since literally 1956. Keep in mind, they only got the Miss Universe license in the 90s, so they got rid of their oldest license a couple of years ago. And then they've also been holding the Miss Supranational license since 2021, Miss South Africa now, but they've also recently gotten rid of their Miss Supranational license. So the only license being held by Miss South Africa right now is the Miss Universe license. Miss Namibia, we know that they've historically only held the Miss Universe and the Miss World licenses, and then they got the Miss Earth license a couple of years ago. I don't think we'll be seeing Miss Namibia sending contestants to Miss Earth again. I feel like Miss Namibia is getting rid of all of their licenses as well, because why would they get rid of the Miss World license? All of these countries that are having the Miss Universe license, they are going to be getting rid of other licenses. That's just what we're gonna be seeing, okay? Because we have been seeing so many countries changing their names from whatever it was to Miss Universe and then the country name. So think Philippines, it's now Miss Universe Philippines. It's Miss Universe India, where we never saw that. It was always Miss Diva, you know, and in the Philippines it was Bining holding the license, as well as so many other licenses. I feel like Miss Universe is now enforcing this ideal that they've had from the start, and the owner of Miss Universe now has had this idea from the start that they do not want to be sharing national stages with any other international pageants, and that's what I feel like we are being seen enforced. And I feel like the Miss Universe organization are also charging perhaps such a high fee nowadays that countries just cannot afford to have more than one license. Now, I'm not saying that I'm necessarily upset about Miss Namibia getting rid of licenses, because to be honest, I feel like it is in the best interest of a small pageant country like Namibia to be focusing on one thing. I feel like diversification is something that could come with more international success. I mean, when you have established yourself at one pageant as a powerhouse, then you can start looking at diversifying. But for Miss South Africa, I feel like it's just so tragic that the Miss South Africa organization is no longer sending contestants to Miss World and Miss Supranational, because they have the resources to do more than one international pageant. So that is why we are seeing Selma Kamana representing Namibia at Miss World this year, despite having been such a, you know, iconic Miss Namibia, who was iconic mostly for calling out the organization that didn't support her enough. I love Selma, don't get me wrong, I adore Selma. She's one of my favorite Miss Namibias ever, mostly because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I also didn't like the former Miss Namibia organizations, you know, people who were in charge, because they were literally not supporting the queens internationally, allegedly, you know. And I just feel like our queens deserve everything. They deserve the support. If they are good enough to win the title of Miss Namibia, Miss Namibia should be backing them all the way internationally. So that's what Selma was standing for, as well as so many other women who came forward and said that they had to financially back themselves, which is insane. You know, I love Selma. She is standing out so much. She is, for me, the epitome of grace and poise. If she is able to win over the judges during interview, you know, craft a narrative around herself and what she's doing, because actually her Beauty with a Purpose project is all about teaching children and underprivileged people to grow their own food, which, hello, in Namibia is so important. We've seen this with the droughts that we've had in recent years. Thankfully, this year we've been blessed with an abundance of rain, but in the past we've had major droughts which have impacted food production, and her idea of teaching children especially how to grow their own food is absolutely genius. And if she could package this in a way that would make these privileged people who will be sitting on the judging panel, no shade, but these people who would never understand famine really, if she could package just in a way that they could understand and relate with, then we have a shoe-in for a Miss World placement this year. So I'm very excited to see what's going to be happening with Selma, because I adore her. I think that she definitely has what it takes to get this placement for Miss Namibia at Miss World. I mean, it's been 15 years since we have placed at Miss World, so there's a lot of pressure on our girl, but I have full, you know, trust that Selma knows what she's doing and that she is going to be taking every second to think about how she is presenting herself at Miss World and how she will be representing Namibia in the best light. So that's what's going on with Miss Namibia right now. After tonight, I will be making probably 1 or 2 more videos about Miss Namibia, just going over the top 10. But after this, we are going to be diving headfirst into Miss World, and I'm sorry I've been absent. Guys, it's just, once you've moved, it takes a while to get back into the groove of things, and so you guys have been so patient. And thank you to everybody who has been kicking my ass in my DMs on Instagram, telling me, girl, we cannot, you have to come back. I appreciate it so much. I do. I appreciate this little thing that we've crafted together, and that I get to sit here and talk about my thoughts on the pageant world, because I do think about it a lot, even though I've been missing and absent and busy and everything. It's just, it's there always. I just have to get myself to sit here and talk about it. So we are going to be discussing Miss World big time. I'm going to be forcing myself, and if I've been absent for a few days, please just come to my Instagram and say, listen, come back. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.